So now that we've completed our project, what we want to do is deploy it onto the web. So the way to do that is if we go into our code, first of all, what we want to do is publish our repo to GitHub. So the way to do that is if you click here, you would have a list of files that you've changed, or if you have initialized your repository, first you need to do that, and then you would do git status, git commit, and then git push. Once you've done that, you should have this here, and if we check our GitHub just to double check that it has been pushed up to our repository at the top here, then you can see all of our latest files have been updated in here. What you can do is go into the files just to see if you're up to date with the latest one. So as you can see, the comment I put in when I was committing my changes was completed Tailwind course. What we now want to do is some minor changes. As you can see, the project title here is V plus React TS. We want to change that, and we also want to change the favicon as well. So the way to do that is back in our project, we have everything in our source folder, so that's fine, but we also have a public folder. Now in here we have all of our public files. So we have our VSVG, which is showing the fav icon. What we want to do is go into index.html. So this is what gets served to the browser. And in here, you can see we have a title, and we also have the div ID of root. So with React, because it's a single page application, what happens is everything gets injected into this root element here. And the way to check that is if we go into our main.tsx over here, what we're doing is we're getting the element by ID of root, and then we're rendering and serving our application over to the browser. So essentially we just need to change the excerpt and the title now. So if we go back in the index.html, as you can see here, the title should now be whatever the project is. So in our case, I'm going to call it Ballers Boutique, because that's the website. It's an e-commerce website for basketball enthusiasts. But what we also want to do is change this href to another one. First of all, what I want to do in my assets, I've got this logo.png. So what I'm going to do is move that into here, or what I'll do actually is copy it into there. So now we have the logo.png. We can delete this one because we don't need it anymore. And all we need to do now back in our index.html is instead of that, it will be /logo.png. So now all I need to do is save. And then if you see in the browser, you can see it's changed now to Bowlers Boutique. And then we also have the fav icon change as well. So what I'm going to do is commit these changes as well. So you can see here, it says that we've done 3 changes in our source control over here. So we can just say changed website title and icon. So all I need to do now is press commit. So that will commit everything. And now what we need to do is push our commits into the origin/main or whatever branch you're working on. So let's press that and press OK. So now if we go back into our browser in our GitHub profile here, what I want to do is press refresh. And now you can see here, this is what we've just done now. So change website title and icon. So that is everything here complete. In our local machine, what we want to do is make sure everything is building correctly and make sure there are no errors in our code. So the best way to do that is in our terminal, if you close it down, and then if you don't know the build command, what you can do is in our package.json file over here, we have these scripts, and in the script section, we have yarn dev, which was what we was doing to launch the app on our local machine. You can also run a linter if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave that. And this command here, so tsc and v build is what builds our app. So all we need to do is yarn build and press enter, and make sure you're on the right node version as well. So at the start of the video, we moved to node version 18, and now you press enter. What happens is this compiles all of your code and makes it into a lightweight bundle. And at the top, you get this disk folder over here. This disk folder is what gets served to the client. So now you can see here, it says built in 1.25 seconds, and there's no errors in our console as well. Let's just check the disk folder. So as we mentioned about the index.html here, now we get a index.html here along with our public files. So our public files are served as well. So the logo PNG gets added over here as well, as you can see, because we're serving that. And then in the index.html, we have a few script tags that get referenced. So essentially we have a style sheet. So that's the Tailwind style sheet that we worked with that gets injected in here in assets, and then the CSS file. So we can go through here and it's this one here ending C7R. So C7R.css over here, and as you can see, that's all of our CSS compiled into this one file. Same with the JavaScript over here. So everything serves in the index.html file over here. So now that we know everything is building, so now there's no errors in our code, what we can do is deploy the app. So the way to do that is we can use something like Vercel. If you go on vercel.com, you can build, deploy the best web experiences. So if you haven't got an account, it's free to sign up. And there's also tons of benefits with deploying with Vercel. You can check it on the website. But if you log into your account, once you've done that, you should have an overview section here. All I want to do is click add new. And then in here, you want to click the project. And if you're starting from scratch, there's a lot of templates in here that we can work with to start a new project. But what we want to do is import our project that we have completed. So the latest one, which is Tailwind-YT. So let's click on the import button here. And all we need to do is click deploy. But let's just, first of all, we have this environment variables tab here. What we want to do is see if we have any environment variables in our app before we publish, because it might be reliant that we're working with a third-party application or a backend API or a database. So let's go ahead first and check if we do have an env file, which we don't, because this was a TypeScript CSS course. So all I want to do now is skip the env section. We'll just go with the initial build commands, and all we want to do now is just press deploy. So if we scroll down, you can see here, this section monitors what's happening in the deploy build, and we'll come back when it is complete. Right, so now you can see here, it says, congratulations, you just deployed a new project to Vercel. All we need to do is, we can do the following steps. If you want to add a subdomain or a new domain, you can do that here, and you can also add insights. We're going to skip that. We're going to click continue to dashboard. And now what happened is we have a domain over here. So this is our domain that we can click through to load our site. So let's go ahead and click through. So now it's loading, and as you can see, everything is showing up over here. So we have our custom domain name showing the website that we have created with Tailwind. We click on show more. You can see here, you've got a basketball model over here, and we can close that down. You've got our hero banner that we created. We've got our grid, which we created for our products with Tailwind. We have the light dark mode toggle. We also have the mobile menu. So when we shrink down, it's got the mobile menu over here. And again, this site is responsive. We also have the login page, which when we click here, we have a 2-column layout where we have the form over here using Tailwind CSS forms, the plugin, along with an image showing this is a basketball website. And we also have the register now where we reuse the same layout once again. So now if you wanted to further progress this website, then all you need to do, because we've set it up with Vercel.com, what we do is in our code, when we publish our changes to the main branch, what happens is automatically the changes will get published, and then your domain will also get published as well. So that is the benefit with using Vercel. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned something new with Tailwind. If you're new to Tailwind, then I hope you start using it in your build, because it's quite easy to use once you get used to the syntax. It's just about getting used to the syntax. Please like and subscribe to the videos, and I'll see you soon.